just me or he's like fucking fat.
Oh, man. Ah, man.
Am I dead? Bro, what the fuck? He didn't even hit me with his BOC. I have 170 health. What is he rocking?
But what the hell is bleeding me? Oh my god. Zeplore? Zeplore. I think I know this guy.
Off his arm for me. Down. Cut down like dog! Let's fight in 2 seconds. Down like dog. Going upstairs. I might just be camping up top. You see, I can hear him walking. He's right above me. Brother has some motherfucking gear. That's me, right? He does. This. That's a Deathbloom. Do a little loot review. It's Tuber. Lightfoot's 2 decks, 2 edgy, move speed, fizz dam. Merc cloak, health, true fizz, action speed, armor rating. Vitality, all attributes, true fizz, armor rating. Vitality, all attributes, true fizz, max health bonus. Frost amulet, no all attributes on this one, but it is action speed, max health, armor rating. Deathbloom. Health, true fizz, PDR, action speed, fizz damage, unique hand crossy, 2 dex, 2 strength, 3 health, 2 fizz power lose, 2 vig, max health, action speed, dex marauder, 2 vig, armor rating, max health, fizz dam mask, and then 1 all true fizz, 1 all true fizz, 1 all true fizz, and the fighter at the very end. Well, here we are again. New wipe, new Warlock Demonlock guide video, updated. So, a lot of things happened between last wipe and this wipe. Some things that are good for the Warlock Demonlock, some things that are bad for the Warlock Demonlock. We'll talk about those specifics later, but for now, let's get to the raw basics of the build here. So, on this build, we're going to be taking Anti-Magic, Shadow Touch, Vampirism, and Soul Collector. Anti-Magic helps us against wizards and mainly for sorcerers. Shadow Touch is going to allow us to do 2 true magical damage per hit, as well as healing for 2 health per hit. Vampirism is going to give us a 20% magical healing bonus to all incoming healing. This pertaining to Troll's Blood, Healing Potions, the Exploitation Strike on heal effect from Demon Form, as well as Shadow Touch, because Vampirism actually makes your Shadow Touch heal for 2.4 per swing instead of 2. And then Soul Collector, of course, so we can get the +5 all, but not only that, we can go into Demon Form and try to obtain +10 all once we've reached that threshold. It's a kind of a niche situation, but there are times when we do get that +10 all, and it does come in handy for our fights. See his body? Because oh. Demon has been awakened. Arise, young warrior. Or about Uskosh. So for our abilities, we'll be using Blow of Corruption, as well as Demon Form, aka Blood Pact. So the gist here is that we're going to be activating Blow of Corruption and then immediately activating Demon Form, Blood Pact right after. Because we try to build, this build focuses on a move speed build coupled with action speed and buff duration. So we're almost always going to be move speed cap when we activate Blow of Corruption and Demon Form. And then that move speed, high move speed, allows us to get to the enemy and hit them with Blow of Corruption before it runs out. At least that's the idea in practice. If it doesn't work out that way, it's not the end of the world. You can always reset, or you can stay in Demon Form and try to get plus 10 all, depending if there's mobs around or what you think is the most strategic thing to do in that situation. You know, if you're against like a plate fighter, maybe the best thing is to undo your Demon Form, lose your plus 5 all, maybe gain a little bit of it back just because so you could have that BOC, heavy magic damage, and healing cut against, you know, their potential second wind because they're a fighter. Or if it's any other class, maybe you say, there's mobs around, I have Troll's Blood ticking, they shut the door, maybe I go find some other mobs, try to get plus 10, I'll come back and re-engage this fight again, because maybe they're a high move speed class, and hitting them with BOC is only going to happen if they W key into you. If they, you know, if they straight run away from you, maybe it's just not going to be the most optimal. But anyways, on this build, the thresholds that I aim to build for: 325 move speed hands out. Once we have plus 5 all attributes acquired from Soul Collector, this is almost going to be 330, to be just under, which we don't need to go any more over the move speed cap. So being just under is fine. 328 to 329 with our plus 5 all from Soul Collector. Another key stat, as well as move speed, action speed is probably the second most important stat, buff duration being the third. Why I say action speed is more important than buff duration: I try to aim for at least 15% action speed before I even get my plus 5 all. Plus 5 all, from what I've noticed, adds about an 8% action speed bonus. Again, that being the plus 5 to your agility, adding a little bit to your action speed, and then a plus 5 to the dex, adding, you know, the majority to the increase of the action speed. So after the plus 5 all, you're going to be about plus 8 on top of whatever this number is. So this will be about 27% action speed once we're running around as a human with our plus 5 all. And that can go up another additional plus 8% if we choose to get plus 10 all while we're in demon form. So action speed is so important because each swing with the demon form and exploitation strike heals you. So the faster you swing, the faster you heal. And of course, buff duration comes into that because that ability, its duration, scales off of buff duration. So yes, the faster you swing, the more you heal, but also the longer that ability lasts, the longer you're able to heal from it. So the goal is, if you can get about 17% action speed and at least 75% buff duration with weapon out, you can get 2 full rotations of that crystal sword. So 6 full hits, because 1 rotation is 3 hits. And that's very important to get to that point so that you can basically win any like stat check against any like barb or fighter especially. So that's very good for you. In this build, we will be rocking a crystal sword for most of our PvP encounters, if not all of our PvP encounters. It's very rare that I'm not using the crystal sword when I'm attacking other players. Hardly ever do I ever attack other players with the halberd. The halberd is strictly for PvE clearing, and for killing Cyclops specifically. It's a great weapon for killing that boss. Halberd can be a good tool used for sweeping for rogues with the, not the M1, but the M2, the right click. It does like a nice 180-degree sweep. Really can be nice for popping rogues out of stealth. Other than that, the typical gameplay loop is as follows. You pretty much just spawn in the Goblin Caves, try to get your plus 5 all right away, and then I usually always make my way to the Cyclops. As a human form, since I'm only 117 health, you're very squishy and susceptible to landmines. Even though you're going to be like 330 move speed, if a landmine does get on you, half the time you can maybe get away, but if they get 2 stabs on you, usually all it takes is a 1-hand crossbow or 1 throwing knife from a geared rogue to put you down. So what I try to do is I try to make it to the Cyclops or rooms where there's a lot of action, like the elevator rooms, cave troll room, etc. Because I don't want to get landmined wandering around the map. I'd rather go to high population areas and have people come to me rather than go to where other people are. And that's the beauty of doing Cyclops, is if you're uninterrupted, you get the Cyclops, you get to kill it for free, you get to loot the pile for free. If somebody interrupts you, you pop your Troll's Blood, you pop your appropriate protection potion, whether it's magical or physical, and then you fight whoever's coming down to kill you. So, and you're gonna be able to shit on them for the most part if they do come to interrupt you, because you're damn near 330 move speed, and there's not many doors that can be shut down there. There's the stone doors, but they're not the most reliable. I find that I'm more likely to phase through the stone doors if I W key through it and against the door as it's shutting than like any other ordinary door with the window, the wooden doors in the dungeon. So yeah. Now, if I Troll's Blood and I kill somebody, and I find that their gear is kind of lacking, and it's making me regret using the Troll's Blood. My next course of action will be to get plus 10 all attributes. If I'm already at plus 5, and I go Demon, and I'm stuck in Demon, well, I'm not stuck, I can revert back to Demon if I want, but if there's mobs nearby, I'm not getting immediately third-partied. I usually just heal up to full, even though I'm in Demon and my health is still ticking. The Troll's Blood's still ticking, which will mitigate some of that 2% max HP burn over time. I will go find 5 more mobs to get plus 10 all, and try to run it down, and try to find another person to kill while I'm in plus 10 all. Now, you do sacrifice your ability to use Blow of Corruption once you dedicate to the plus 10 all, because you're not going to be able to go back to human, pop BOC, and go back to demon without losing the 5 all attributes. The good thing to note is if you do get the plus 10 all while you're in demon, and you go back to human, you don't lose the plus 10 all. You only lose the plus 5 all that you originally locked in with. The plus 10 all that you get while you're in demon form, the 5 additional mobs, that plus 5 all stays with you after you revert back to your human form. So if you do need to revert back, you don't have to worry. You will still be your damn near 329 move speed, 330 move speed if you build, 325, 326 prior to the plus 5 all. So good to note that. But yeah, if I kill somebody and I Troll's Blood ticking and their gear is kind of shitty, I'll just find more mobs, try to get plus 10 all, and try to make it a movie. Because when you're plus 10 all, and you have the Crystal Sword out, your move speed's like 305 to 310. You find a speed shrine, and suddenly you're like 316 to 320 move speed with your Crystal Sword out. So, and of course, the beauty of this build is that, as stated previously, many months ago in my original video, all the shrines last super long. When your buff duration is, 68%, my buff duration is about 80% with weapon out after plus 5 all. So when you find any shrine and it lasts for 80% longer, thanks to the zombie skin buff, or thanks to the zombie skin effects of plus 5% buff duration, and also thanks to mainly to the Dreadhead's 15% buff duration, 80% buff duration with weapon out isn't like a crazy thing to get nowadays. And your shrine, all the shrines lasting 80% longer can be insane for PvP. Your health potions and Troll's Bloods lasting 80% longer are also insane. So instead of 100 seconds, this lasts 180 seconds. That's 3 full minutes of Troll's Blood, and each tick heals you for 20% additional more because of Vampirism. Although this has 0.5 on the scaling portion, that's magical healing scaling. So if you stack magical healing, it scales half. That's what that 0.5 means. It scales half. So, but the Vampirism is not subjected to the scaling, so it's just a flat 20% more health per tick than you normally would get. That also applies to healing potions as well. And of course, it just works so well with buff duration. And I've gone over this previously, but I just want to reiterate that. And also, of course, it's also nice on protection potions because, your protection potions last 80% longer. So it lasts like 32 seconds instead of 24 seconds or something like that, roughly. Probably longer than 32, but everything, it has such a quality of life that people don't really think about too much because, when you're scaling buff duration, it's mainly for like a specific thing. Mainly it's clerics with Smite and Divine Protection that go ale, that mainly scale buff duration, but people don't really think about like the consumable aspect of it, how it helps your consumables, and also how it helps your shrines. It goes above and beyond in helping with that. And the plus 5 all attributes that you get for free, basically, thanks to the new Soul Collector, adds even more to your buff duration, which is amazing.
What the hell is bleeding me? Oh my god.
Did he die? The exploitation strike got him. Classico.
What class is this? It's a warlock. Yeah. Ah, that's important. Ooh.
Piggies. Overcooked.
Oh.
I'm different, yeah, I'm different. All up for the same, what to say that missing?
All right. Well, anti-magic just clutched up there. Oh, man. Ah, man. 65 magic res. Why does Iron Base hate wizards? No.
The next fight I'm about to show you is about 7 to 8 minutes long. And it's probably one of the best 1v1 fights I've ever had in this video game. And I know you guys are going to enjoy it as much as I enjoyed both watching it back and playing it in person. So hope you enjoy. Shout out to the guy who I was fighting, Mowdy. Dude's a habitual resident of the Goblin Caves, a fellow GCHR degen. Shout out to him for consistently playing Slayer Fighter. Kind of a renowned shit build at this state of the game, but whenever I see him, he's running that build. And Demonlock versus Slayer Fighter is pure fucking cinema. And I hope you enjoy that cinema that I'm about to present to you.
Oh no, there's another one. There's another one. Oh, he's pulling up on me too. He's fast. I was looking for that shit, I'm so bad. Just me, he's like fucking fast. Like he is quick as hell. Oh my god. What the fuck? Look at him move, man. His big ass. How the fuck is he so fast?
Ouchie.
God, why are you so fucking fast? Sir, you need to slow the fuck. Oh my god. You need to slow the fuck down. Oh my god, bro. He's really scaring me. I ain't gonna cap, he's kind of scaring me. What the fuck? That dude has some shit, man. I promise you that dude has some shit. Hold up. So fucking quick, bro. He's so fucking quick. How low is he? Oh my god, he has to be so one.
Seconds. Huh.
Oh, I need to reload. I need to reload. He has to be so low. Okay, no peaceful HP now. Fuck yeah. No! I fucked up. I fucked up.
Not the bots or anything, bro.
Gotta get behind cover, cause god, here, dude's a fucking boss. That ass a fucking mini boss. What the hell?
He's back. This room's kind of ass for me. De-aggro the mob.
Whoa, buddy. Oh, why are you so fast? Real shit, why are you so fucking fast? That shit is crazy.
Dead.
Am I dead? Bro, what the fuck? He didn't even hit me with his VOC. I have 170 health. What is he rocking?
Oh, he died to exploitation strike. Ooh, unlucky. Love to see it.
Bro, he's not even rocking that crazy shit. What the fuck? That's crazy. That's insane, bro. 116 health? Bullshit.
I know what's funny? Doing all this? My max HP is 114, bro. Melee class 114. I'm only 114 HP. Alright, now that we've got some time to talk about the build, let's discuss gearing and cost. I will be showing you guys what stats I look for on this build, as well as on each individual piece. We're going to start off with the head and work our way down. So at the head, we're going to go, this is always what I get is a dread hood. So we're going to start off here, work our way from the head down, and we're going to get a dread hood. And this is like essential because it has 15% buff duration built in. So unfortunately, we need to find one that has no gemmed rolls or gemmed rolls that are compatible with what we're looking for. We want action speed, PDR, and true magic damage, if we can get that. This is true magic, fizz damage, health. Ideally, I find one that has no gemmed rolls. That might be harder said than done, though, honestly. It might be easier to just buy. So 2,222 is the cheapest one that's going to be fitting our needs here. Just look up a centaur tail and just check and see if you can just get it for cheaper, because this is just a centaur tail, skulls, and bones to make this. So okay, so centaur tail is really expensive, so let's go back over to the Dread Hood and buy the one that was most compatible for 2222. Alright, there we go. We're gonna buy this one. Alright, and we are going to socket this one. We're going to put on physical damage reduction, and we're going to put on action speed. So physical damage reduction, 50 gold and emerald. On top of physical damage reduction, we're also going to get some action speed on this. Put that in with the sapphire. So there we go. We got a physical damage reduction, true magic, and action speed. Dread Hood. Perfect. Alright. Next up, we're going to do the chest. Now the chest is always going to be ruby silver vestments. What I tend to look up is, so the two stats you for sure want are buff duration and action speed. I'm going to try to look up agility, action speed, and buff duration, and just see what's out there. Alright, so not much out there, and what is out there is pretty expensive. So let me retroact this and go action speed, buff duration. One for 666, but the buff duration is quite low. But it does have magical damage bonus. You know what? I think I'm actually going to buy this. It's not that bad. So what we can do is buy this for 666. And what we will do is gem out the knowledge for 1 agility. Perfect. Agility, buff duration, action speed, magic damage bonus. Those are perfect rolls for the build that we're going for. So boom, slap that on. Alright, next let's do pants. Pants are always going to be Brave Hunters. And I usually just look for stuff that's just not gemmed. Like, this is fine. Like, I'll just buy these 2700 ones. And then I'll just gem them myself. For the Brave Hunters, we're going to want physical damage reduction, action speed, and buff duration. So, these have none of those, so we're going to regem the entire thing. So first, buff duration. Got a low roll, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Physical damage reduction. And last but not least, action speed. So we got our PDR, buff duration, action speed, pants. It's pretty good. Alright, next up we're going to do shoes. Now for shoes, I always look for Lightfoot boots with a move speed roll and a buff duration roll. So let's just see what's out there. So this is pretty good. This is 550 for move speed, max health bonus, and 4% buff duration. I'm going to buy that. Perfect. Alright, next up, we're going to do the cloak next, I believe. So the cloak is always going to be a cloak of darkness. Now this is kind of hard to buy. I usually rather craft this, but I'm just going to see if it exists. Looking for a max move speed cloak of darkness. Let's see what it runs us. And they never have the rolls you want. That's the problem with this. They never have the rolls, and they're already pre-gemmed for the most part. So I'm just going to buy a silk. And I'm going to buy 1 dark fabric, enchanted dark fabric, and I'm going to buy 3 grave essence. And this is all I need to craft a cloak of darkness. And if I switch between all of my characters, these 3 ingredients are less than 2,400 gold. So I don't need to pay 3,400 gold. For the same thing, I could buy 2,400 gold if I just search through my characters and find one that has a max move speed roll. Alright, and there we go. That didn't take long. So, a spider silk, 3 grave essence, and 1 dark fabric, plus 200 gold, and we can get our max move speed Cloak of Darkness. Now let's go ahead and transfer this onto the character that we want it on. Alright, we're back on the Warlock, and we're going to want to gem this with true magic damage and action speed. True magic, action speed, perfect. Max roll on the action speed, nice, love to see it. Alright, looking good now. We got the 3 most expensive pieces of the kit out of the way, which is the Dread Hood, the Cloak of Darkness, and the Brave Hunter Pants. We just have the gloves, the jewelry, and the weapons to go. For the gloves, I'm going to go leather gloves, probably with agility and action speed to see what's out there. Now, ideally, if you want to really spend on this kit, you go Grey Wolf gloves. I'm sorry, English is hard. Grey Wolf gloves, pretty ideal. However, Grey Wolf gloves don't have the dex on them that leather gloves do. So I'm going to go back to leather gloves, because I do think for the price point, these are just better. And just make sure you get a pair with 2 agility and maybe some action speed, or 2 agility and buff duration. But let's just see what's out there first. And here's what I mean about the price point, like what you get out of it. Here's a pair of unique leather gloves. Almost 20 armor rating, 4 dex, 4 will. They have agility, buff duration, and magic damage bonus, and projectile damage reduction. Not bad. I'm going to buy these for $6.49. Alright. For the rings, my rings are pretty standard. I don't buy the craziest rings, to be honest. I just buy quickness with all attributes and true magic. Usually just the blue, like the rare quality. And if there's no all attributes and true magic that are rare, I'll just search up all attributes that are rare and try and regem it myself to have true magic. Here's one for 1100, buy that. That's good enough for me. And here's one for 1150. Definitely buy that as well. There you go, done deal. Okay, so now we are sitting at 322 move speed, 115 health. It's pretty good. 58% buff duration. We're gonna look for a necklace. So we're gonna look for a fox pendant. Just that extra move speed. Just capitalize on move speed. We're gonna get buff duration, all attributes, and true magic. This is ideal if you can get a nick with all these 3, but if you can't, it's okay. Let's see what's out there. Okay, so as you can see, the only 2 ones that are out there are very expensive. So let's try and look it up. All attributes and all attributes and buff duration. Let's try looking up all attributes and buff duration and see what's out there. See if we can find. Maybe we can end up gemming something here. All right, so I found 2 pretty good options here that actually aren't too expensive. These are all attributes, additional magic, and buff duration. Additional magic, it's not as good as true magic, but additional magic does add more damage if you headshot, both just on normal attacks with the crystal sword and blow of corruptions. So additional magic isn't the worst thing in the world, since we do have headshot damage multipliers that the additional magic will multiply with, and the true magic will not. So not the worst thing to get. Or there's also this one's pretty good too. All attributes, armor rating, and buff duration. This buff duration is almost 10%, whereas this one's about 8.4. Pretty good. We're gonna need a little bit more buff duration to make up for the fact that we don't like our pants and our chest are both 5 and a little bit extra, like 5.5 to 5.8%. And both those pieces can roll to 10. But yeah, both these are pretty high. I'm gonna go with this all attributes, additional magic, buff duration one. Make sure we get additional and true magic on every slot that we can, which is all 5 slots. So buy this for 331. Alright, now we're sitting at 325 move speed, which is perfect, because when we get +5 all attributes, we're probably sitting at like 328 move speed, which is really good. Should be able to catch most people off guard with that. So next we're going to buy our crystal sword and our halberd. I'm going to buy a crystal sword first. I'm going to buy legendary. I'm going to try to look for action speed and buff duration first and just see what's out there. Alright, so I think I like this one. It has max health bonus, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Action speed, buff duration, but it also has 3 magical healing. So whenever we have this out in our hands and equipped, our Troll's Bloods and our healing potions that are ticking will tick for a little bit extra. And with as high of a buff duration as we have, that +3 magical healing will definitely, definitely do some work for us. It gets a bit more extra HP out of our Troll's Bloods and our healing potions when coupled with our high buff duration. So I'm gonna buy this. Alright, next up we have our Halberd, which isn't anything too interesting. This is mainly a PvE clearer. Hopefully they end up buffing this thing. There's a bit of talks on the Reddit and the community about buffing the Halberd. I am totally for it. A genuine Halberd enjoyer. So let me just look up and see if we can find a 66 with 2 ag weapon, or just see what's out there under Legendary Halberd. Alright, here's a 66, which is the max damage roll. It has action speed, fizz power, 5 max health, and a little bit of buff duration on it. So for $3.99, I think I'm going to scoop this one up. Now, the things I like to grab before I actually go into a dungeon, I always have 1 Troll's Blood, at least. Well, most of the time I don't bother bringing 2 because they're so expensive. And Troll's Blood is about 1,300 to 1,200 gold, so bear that in mind. But it's too good not to use with this build and these perks, and it flows way too smoothly with how everything in this build works, and also is the catalyst for allowing you to get to plus 10 all, the additional plus 5 more all attributes beyond that once you lock it in demon form and try to get 5 more units. So yeah, Troll's Blood is definitely really good with this build, and it's definitely the catalyst for if you want to try and go for plus 10 all. I always get a drum because people love to run away from me, and it's free damage, especially on barbs that have reckless attack like equipped on the person. They're glowing yellow. They take extra damage, so drums are really good. And I usually bring 2 bottles with me at least. I like the bottles because just anti-druid. So that if I'm in her position and a druid's trying to third party, I can shut the door behind me, hold the bottle at the door so they can't just rat through the door. And if they do rat form, you just let go of your bottle, and hopefully you kill the rat before the druid is fast enough to transform out of rat form into any other form. So definitely use this as like a rat repellent, rat insurance, if you will. Usually go out with a stack of healing, 3 blue healing pots and 3 blue bandages, and then the rest usually just white grade or gray grade. Of course, I'll grab a stack of protection potions, either green quality or blue quality, and I'll grab a stack of magic protection potions, either green quality or blue quality. And then maybe a few invis pots for breaking aggro against mobs. I usually don't try and landmine players. I'm strictly just bringing these in because I sometimes want to de-aggro mobs that are chasing me and have the mobs flip onto the other person that may or may not be chasing me at that time. So always a nice tool to have. And of course, I'll always bring 1 surgical kit. Without that being further ado, we're definitely looking battle ready. We can get into the dungeons. Alright. Here's the same exact kit that we just purchased, and you guys just watched me purchase all this gear, and we're here in front of the test dummies. I just want to show you the kind of numbers we're putting up. It's here on the zeplore channel. I'll go the extra mile and actually show you what you're getting for your gold. So, 130 health, 329 move speed with the plus 5 all, action speed 27%, and of course when we pull our sword it's about 29. Buff duration 73, with sword 79. Physical damage reduction is 29, but we'll look at the defensive stats after we go demon here in a second. Magic resistance 39 before demon. Physical power is 9%, magical power 59.5%. Let's do damage here. Looks like 50 plus 32 plus 2. Halberd damage 123, 116. 140, okay. And then BOC damage, so we're at 84. 52 magical and 32 physical is 84. I think I saw an additional 30 in there. So that'd be 114. Alright, now let's go demon to kind of show our stats additionally, what happens. So our physical damage reduction is 35, our magic resist is 45, and that our max health pool is 180. Down from 117. So we go from 117 to 180. That's really good because demon form burns 2% max health every second. So if I'm 180, I'm not losing an incredible... I believe I'm losing 3.6 health per second if I'm 180 health. 2.2% of 180, I believe, is 3.6. So one reason why we try and build so much action speed and buff duration is so that we can get 2 full rotations of the Crystal Sword, aka 6 attacks, where we can apply our Exploitation Strike while in demon form, which is going to heal us up to 20 health per hit. Not always going to get 20 health per hit on your enemy, and it's going to be, Exploitation Strike can get you up to 20, but it's based off your enemy's max HP pool. So let's just see, put it in practice here. So I'm attacking normally, it's my swing, blah, 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 blah. So watch when I activate Q, which is my lifesteal ability Exploitation Strike. And hopefully, with this action speed, 29% damn near, and almost 80% buff duration, you can see I can get 2 full rotations. Boom. 2 full rotations, just about right on the dot. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me in this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you are not yet already. When this video goes out, I believe the same day I'll be on Twitch streaming, and I'll be streaming this same build, but I'll be trying to run a Cinder and try to get permanent plus 10 all, bringing 5 to 6 Trolls Bloods per game, and trying to keep my plus 10 all up the entire match, roaming the Goblin Caves as a basically LARPing as a Balrog from Lord of the Rings. That's what I feel like, at least when I go Demonlock with a Cinder in my hand, so fuck it. Alright guys, take it easy. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. See ya. Get little spins, puppy.
Oh.